Welcome everybody. Today I'm here to talk about how to eliminate mind viruses. So what's a mind virus? It's a limiting belief. So it's a mind virus. Why do I call it that? Well, it's because we're almost like computer programs. Our brain is like a little computer and we can very easily have viruses downloaded. They're highly contagious. Often they're completely undetectable because they operate right below the surface. So for most of us, these mind viruses that I'm going to talk about were implanted when we were young, and then we hear them over and over again in our society, and we never question them because they seem so normal. But they can have negative consequences, even though there's a positive reason why we're told that in the first place. So I want to tell you up front that the vaccine for mind viruses is awareness. So if you become aware of these beliefs and you question them, and you look at them and you see if they impact you negatively in your life, and you catch yourself when you're thinking them, then they don't have power over you, and then you have eliminated the mind virus. So here they are. The first one is money is the root of all evil. Now obviously that's not true. We could go into a lot of detail about this, but what I want to point out here is that if you believe, even unconsciously, that money is the root of all evil, then you might actually block yourself from getting money because you're going to feel it's going to make you evil, or that bad things are going to happen because of it. Do you see where I'm going with this? So here's another one. Let's try another one. This one's also related to money. Well, money doesn't grow on trees. So there's good intentions behind when we're told that, but say you might have heard that as a child. Well, money doesn't grow on trees. Well, of course it doesn't. But the reason why they're telling you that is because they want you to spend your money wisely, which is a smart idea. But what happens is that at our core, then we start to feel like there's this lack. Well, money doesn't come from trees, so, well, even though it does come from trees, but it makes us feel like there's limitation, which again can hold us back. So here's another one. Finishes everything on your plate, because there's starving people in the world. So on the positive side, it can make you feel grateful for the fact that you have food, but really what ends up happening is it makes us feel guilty for having when others don't. So again, when it comes to money specifically, you might actually hold yourself back from having as much abundance in your life as you want because at your core you feel guilty for having more than other people. So you don't really notice it, but sometimes these things can have these negative effects for how we feel about things in life. Here's another one. Don't burn your bridges. So again, they're trying to give you good advice, but what happens is if you believe you can't burn a bridge, then you tend to stay attached to things and you cling to things that you should be letting go of. This can be jobs, it can be relationships, it can be friendships, because we feel like, oh, we're not supposed to burn a bridge, God forbid I do that. So we don't let things go and we cling, and that when we hold on to things we don't need, we can't move on to the things we want. So think about that. Are there any bridges that you should burn? Because if you are willing to do it, that is a way of committing. If you burn a bridge, it means you can't turn back. So you can actually make those changes you want in your life. Think about it. So here's another one. No pain, no gain. So how could that have a negative consequence? Well, if you receive something that wasn't painful, was very easy, and in your mind you go, well, I'm not supposed to receive anything unless it was painful. So you could actually end up self-sabotaging yourself to cause yourself the pain that your unconscious mind believes you're supposed to have in order to gain. So here's another one. Life is hard. Well, if you believe life is hard, then you're never going to have anything that comes easy because you go around looking for it to be hard. So if something does come easily to you, like say you just meet the most amazing person and they're so perfect and it was easy and you didn't have to try very hard and you didn't have to wait very long, then it's like, oh, well, it's not supposed to be this easy. And so either you're not going to believe it and you're going to self-sabotage it, or you're going to sabotage it somehow to make it hard and complicated because you believe it's supposed to be hard. And of course, like consciously, we don't do these things, but our unconscious minds are extremely powerful. Here's another one. You got to pay your dues. Again, what happens if you don't pay your dues? Well, if you tell yourself you have to pay your dues, then that means that I can't have this now because I haven't paid my dues. But what if you could have it now? And the only reason why you're not is because you tell yourself you haven't paid your dues. What, I can't be successful in my career because I don't have the education yet? That's the dues I have to pay? Who says? Because there's a lot of people who are very successful without it. What about this one? The early bird gets the worm. Well, it makes you feel like you have to jump on everything right away, but maybe you should think about it. Maybe you don't have to be the first one. Maybe you should let someone else make the mistakes. And this is my favorite. The grass is always greener on the other side. So how does that make us feel? It's like, well, you know, that life, that job, that house, that relationship, they look better than mine and I want them. Oh wait, but the grass is always greener on the other side. So if I actually had them, they probably wouldn't be any better, right? So I should probably just stay with what I have. I don't like it. I don't think you like it either. But I don't think you necessarily think about the things going on in your mind, these mind viruses that limit you. So pay attention, see if you can root them out, catch yourself the next time you think it, catch yourself the next time you say it to somebody else. And your awareness will kill those mind viruses.